What is up, guys? It is Christ, and we are back with another Megadeth video. Welcome back to Megadeth Monday. It's actually so good to actually have videos up on the correct day. But I wanna get some out of the way before we start the video. There's something I plan on changing. I told you guys before that the way we had done videos in the past was the most requested one, in other words, the highest rated thumbs up, was the one that would get the video reaction for the next week. But there's a pretty big flaw in that people have been requesting songs for literally months, and they haven't been able to get their videos done. So therefore, what I'm gonna be doing from now on is you guys are gonna suggest them, and I'm gonna react to them at random. And I'm not gonna pick the same people every week. I'm gonna try and do a bunch of different requests from a bunch of different people. So I chose 3 different people this week that had requested songs. And next week I'll try and choose 3 different people if possible. But I really want to get a variety, and I want to react to all of your guys' requests. But it's clear now that the previous system I had was flawed, and so we're not going to be doing that one anymore. It's just going to be random. We're going to be checking out people's requests at random. And so the first thing that we're going to be checking out is called Promises. Now this looks like it's apparently going to be a pretty heartfelt message. This is what Genius has to say about the song. He said it's a ballad, which is pretty cool. I would like to hear a Megadeth ballad very much. He said it's a very intense in concept. It's very intense in concept. It's about prejudiced relationships, a Catholic and a Protestant that can never be together in Ireland. He said it could also be a metaphor to interracial marriages. It could be about same-sex marriages. It could be about a guy and a sheep for all I care. It just means that if we can't be together in this life, maybe we'll make it in the next one. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty heartfelt message, and I'm kind of interested to see how it sounds. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. Ooh, I like that violin. That is so true. Oh man. bass is so clear. I love it. Ooh, the envelope did. I love it when they do that. There you guys have it. That was Promises, and holy crap, that was an amazing song. I really loved that ballad. That was very, very nice, and I don't really have any other word to describe it other than a beautiful ballad. That was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Let's get into a lyrical analysis first. Actually, musical, since that is fresh on my mind. I did not expect the violins, and I thought that they blended with the song very well. And I wish that that was something that Megadeth had more often. If there's any other songs that have like violins or that kind of stuff, or more orchestral elements, I am very much interested in hearing that. I love symphonic elements in heavy metal. And so if you guys have any of that, I would very much like to hear it. Make sure you mention that in the comment section. Make sure you mention that it's like got some sort of orchestral feel to it, so that I know, because a lot of times I'll like ask for things and then um, people will like request it, but they don't like mention it like that's what I was like asking for. So it gets lost sometimes. Um, but yeah, I really like the orchestral elements to this song. It really added that extra layer of emotion to it that I thought that this song very much needed. And then I thought that this song was absolutely amazing in terms of the ballad. The bass, it was coming through very clear. The drums were kind of stripped back, but that's kind of expected to be for a ballad. But the riffs were absolutely amazing as well. You could just hear the passion in the instruments, um, and that's what I love about this song. So I would say the music overall was absolutely amazing. The solos were very heartfelt. They were very emotional. I loved the guitar solos as well. And so yeah, that's my musical analysis. Absolutely amazing. So the lyrics start with two hearts that shouldn't talk to each other, become close in a town much like a prison cell. So the feeling that I have here is that these people maybe don't have a whole lot of money, and maybe they are stuck in this situation where they're at, where they love each other, but they can't really move anywhere. That's what I have a feeling what this is about. And it says, people speak our names on the streets in hushed tones. Oh, the stories they'd tell if anyone would listen. Now, this is true anywhere you go. Like, society tends to I'm going to put this delicately simply because I don't want to really hurt anyone's feelings. Move this back a little bit. Society tends to um, not really accept things that are outside the norm. I guess I could take he gave two great examples here. He gave same-sex couples, and he gave interracial marriages or relationships. Uh, and I hate to say this, but people won't even think twice um, about two people of the same color being together. But uh, as soon as there's a couple of a different color that are together, people will people will start saying things. They'll start saying racist things, rude comments, different kinds of remarks like that, sometimes to their face, most often not. And the same can be said for same-sex relationships. I know I've heard it, and it's terrible that people would say stuff like that. I mean, you don't think that these people have a hard enough time getting like their families to accept it and that kind of stuff. So, and to hear like random strangers just talk about a situation that they know nothing about, um, it can be hurtful. It can be very much hurtful. And so I understand what this song is saying in that aspect, but let's continue. He says, "You're from a town where people don't bother saying hello unless somebody's born or dies. And I come from a place where they drag your hopes through the mud because their own dreams are all dying." Man, this line is so deep. Dave Mustaine is an absolute lyricist master, I guess is the way I could put it. You come from a town where people don't bother saying hello unless somebody's born or dies. So I have experience very much with this here. People will like bump into you on the street and they won't even bother like apologizing and stuff. I know people that come from California where there was literally someone that got ran over and died, and like no one stopped to help. This person just died on the street because no one was going to help them. And society as a whole sucks. Um, and I think that like that outcome would have been different in my area, but I've heard a lot of, I hate to say this, bad stories about California. It doesn't mean that it's all bad, but I have heard some pretty negative things about California. Um, but it is bad here too. Like I said, people will bump into you, run into you, make rude comments and that kind of stuff, and like they don't really care. People as a whole just don't really care about others, and that's something that I think is sort of related to the day and age that we're in. Um, we're not used to expressing emotion face to face anymore. We're just sort of more used to talking over the internet, um, and that's something that I think needs to change. It seems as technology increases with the internet and that kind of thing, um, our human face-to-face interactions are suffering because of it, I guess is the best way I could put it. Um, and Dave Mustaine says, "I come from a place where they drag your hopes through the mud because their own dreams are all dying." Man, this is so deep. This line right here, like, I don't know how else he could have put it. There is so many people out there that are miserable and they want others to be just as miserable as them because they can't accomplish what they want in life, or maybe they just, I don't know. Like this line is just so deep. And he says, "When we walk down the street, the wind sings our name in rebel songs. The sounds of the night should make us anxious, but it's much too late when the fear is gone." So, in other words, these people are afraid to go out at night because they have fear of getting attacked by different people. Sort of like a mob mentality is what they're afraid of, and that's terrible. "I will meet you in the next life. I promise you, where we can be together. I promise you. I will wait till then in heaven. I promise you. I promise. I promise." So this sounds like one of them broke it off because they can't deal with the amount of hateful things that are coming their way. And it sucks. And he said, "There's so many fighting to get past the pearly gates, but nobody ever wants to die or get saved. Their intentions aren't that good, and I can smell the asphalt. That's their personal road to hell being paved." This looks like it's bordering kind of religion. I'm not really going to get into this right here. Um, and then it just kind of repeats. So overall, this is lyrically a very, very deep song. Um, this is an absolutely amazing song, and I can definitely say that this deserves a spot in my top 10 Megadeth songs because this song is just so deep, and the music is absolutely amazing uh, as well. So I'm pretty excited to listen to this one again. I'm gonna rate this a 5. It was perfect in every single way. I loved this song. Thank you so much for recommending it. And I will leave you. There's gonna be 2 more Megadeth videos up today. I do apologize. This one's kind of going up late. But you guys will be getting 3 Megadeth videos today. Hope you guys are excited for that. So without further ado, I will go to record the other 2.